You take the advice from the elders, you take the advice from your friend, you take the advice from the financial consultant, but decision is with you. You must be very careful. Your life is in your hand only. So first start by investing the money in such a way that where to invest, how to invest, how much money to be invested, that should be made capital and money market. It is a market for borrowing and lending the long-term finance for a period of more than 1 year. Hello my dear students, I am Dr. B.S. Subramanya, called by name Dr. B.S.S., Professor in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College, a Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I am going to hand Financial Management and the FM4 or Financial Management 4, 6th semester revision of B.B.A. in favor of, we are covering Unit 1 to 5. So just a bird view we are going to give. All have been covered in the YouTube just to say that what is the first investment, what are the things to be, what are the questions to be come here, and I will tell you which are the questions to be read, which are the most important question to be read. So first question will come, theory question. One is investment analysis. Another is capital and money market is considered. Then instrument will come. So instrument of investment also come, successful investment will come, capital and money market will come, and risk and return theory will come. I will go into explain one by one. We'll move on to theory now. So investment. So this is the first chapter which you are going to cover. A major question we are going to get here. So what is actually investment? Just I will take the eyebrow of this everything. No. Just everything has been detailed and separate notes has been given. Just I will touch and go. Here, the action or purpose of investing money for profit. We invest the money, what we require is a profit. The profit may be 10% or 12%, depends upon the risk we got. Then here, investment means owing an asset or an item which a goal of generating income from investment. So if you put the money in the investment, what you expected, generating some income from the investment is considered. So investment is a process where we invest the money and generate the incomes are considered. Then what are this is a very good question. They will ask for 15 marks. So I will give the hint, steps to be taken to a successful investment. The most successful investor were not made in a day. This is more important. It is not made in a day, not in a 1 day. Successful investment is not made. Then learning the ins and outs of the financial world of and your personality as an investor, take the time and patience. Here, the patience gives the reward, most important. What are the in and out of the, when you put the investment in the business, he has to understand what is in, what is the out of the investment is considered, what is the cash inflow, what is the cash outflow, how much profit we are going to arrive, which market we have to make, where the money can flow, where the money can inflow here, where the money can come outflow. That's called ins and out. You must have it. It takes time because not made in a day. So you are a successful investment. A successful investor cannot be made in 1 day. It takes a long time to be a successful. Sometimes maybe 10 years, sometimes 15 years takes time to make a very good successful investors are considered. So if your investing journey starts with a plan and time frame, when you know how long you are in investing for and what you hope is gain, you can put the structured place, achieve it. So a proper plan is quite essential here. How to make the plan, how to execute the plan is most important here. The financial, these are the two aspects. Is one is called the executive side, one is the financial side. You are going to execute the whatever the plan we have got that we are going to be execute. It is a long time process. It's a long time process. You are going to achieve a goal which is far away from you. That goal you have to achieve. So to achieve this, no, you must have a patience also. Then next, learn how market works, figure out about what investment strategy is the best for you and determine what kind of investment you have. So you must have a marketing strategy, you must have a good plan, and you have to understand what's called the in and out of the customer views, what the customer wants, you have to supply, then only there is a possibility of success is considered. Then qualities of a successful investment. Be careful who you are taking advice, and be mindful of your own prejudice and assumption as you find the right path for you. You take the advice from the elders, you take the advice from your friend, you take the advice from the financial consultant, but decision is with you. You must be very careful. Your life is in your hand only. Means your business is in your hand only. You must be very, very careful about taking the decision. You take the advice from the elders, you take the advice from the financial institution, you take the advice from your friends, you take the advice from different categories are concerned regarding the financial, but decision is yours. When you take the decision, you should go in the proper path. Then only success will come. But you must have a patience to hear everything. Then slowly you understand the thing. Then only you take the decision. Then make sure you understand this is a long-term journey. This is very important. It's a long-term journey so that you won't get tripped up by short-term setback. Always stay open and learn from your mistake. So it's a long-term journey. You're successful is a long-term journey. Sometimes in the beginning, you may suffer a loss. That is a stepstone for the success is coming. So failure is the first step in order to get the success is considered. No, sometimes you may suffer loss. Don't worry. In the next year, you are going to get the profit only. That makes you sterility in your business is considered. Your firm foot is going to be made here, no? When you put your foot here, no, on the business, no, sometimes in the first year you may suffer the loss, but in the future days you are going to get the gain. Then steps for successful investment. Getting started in investing, know what works in it. So first start the investing the money in such a way that where to invest, how to invest, how much money to be invested, that should be made. You go with the detail now. A detailed notes will be given to you for this. Just I am touching what's the point here. Then know what works in the market. What works in the market. You must understand how the market works. That's the most important point. You have to understand whether the market is flowing, whether the market is not flowing, how to put the money, where to put the money, which market you have to put the money. Then know your investment strategy. So you must make a proper plan. According to that plan only you have to work. Make a proper plan of this investment. Know your friends and enemies. This is important. Know your friends and enemies. You must understand who are your friends are, who are your enemies are, because your investment in lakhs of rupees, you must be not in a position to suffer. You must understand who are the friends are, who are the friends are, who are the enemies are. Then be in it for a long time. In your business, you must be in it for a long time. Then only you can achieve the success. Be willing to learn. So learning should be a habit for you. You learn more and more. If you work more and more in the same thing, no, you will learn the more things. That's the most important step for successful is considered. Then investment instrument, capital and money market. It is a market for borrowing and lending the long-term finance for a period of more than 1 year. Capital market, it is an organization, financial market, where savings and investment is channeled between the one who has sufficient money and one who is not in need of money. So here, capital market is a market borrowing and lending the long-term finance for a period of more than 1 year, we are going to say. So it's a lending money more than 1 year is considered, no? So you must have a certain instrument is there. What are the instruments? One is equity share, debenture, mutual fund and government. So what is equity share? We'll ask the public to become a shareholder. There are two types of share. One is called equity share, another called the preference share. Equity shareholders are permanent shareholder, whereas preference shareholders are temporary shareholder. Equity shareholder has got a right to vote, whereas preference share do not have the right to vote. This is the first instrument. Then debenture. One company will give a loan to the other company. They are called the debenture holder. You must be very careful about the debenture. Then you can put the money in the mutual fund. We can invest in the government securities are considered. So it is regarded as the cornerstones of the capital structure of a company. They are the source of permanent capital which does not have maturity date. The equity shareholder can participate in management of the company through elected board of directors and through the voting rights in important decision. So what we are saying, no, equity shareholders are the permanent shareholder. So they have got a voice in the board. If they are going to be elected as a member of the board of directors, it is a permanent capital for the company is considered, because equity shareholders are permanent shareholder. Then you have got a preference shares, no? Preference shares are as those which carry preferential right in payment of dividend. Payment of dividend and carry preferential right in repayment of capital in the event of winding up of the company. When the company wind up, the first preference goes to preference shareholder, their capital and their dividend. So we have got two types of shareholder. One is called equity shareholder, another is called the preference shareholder. Equity shareholders are permanent shareholder. Their capital is going to remain. This is the word equity shareholder can part. The source is a permanent capital. So equity share capital is a permanent capital, so they can get back their own money only at the time of liquidation. Regarding the preference shareholder, it is not so. They have got a stipulated time. They may stay here for 2 years or 3 years. Once the 3 years is over, we have to pay back their capital and dividend is considered. Then come back to, I'm touching the subject all. Separate notes will be given to you. It is an instrument under seal, evidence, debt. The essence of debenture is a admission of indebtedness is a debt instrument issued by a company with a promise to pay the interest and repay the principal money. Debentures is nothing but a loan which have been taken from another company. So generally it follow prefix, we say 6% debenture. We may say the debenture interest is fixed. How much percentage? 6%. Whether you earn the profit or suffer the loss, we don't bother. You have to pay the interest of how many percentage? 6% you have to pay. That's a debenture is also a instrument. It's a admission is indebtedness is there. It's a debt issued by the company. One company will issue the debt to the other company, but only point, no, the rate of interest is fixed. Whether you earn the profit or suffer the loss, you have to pay the interest. So a separate note we are going to get here, but I'm just teaching the subject. Then analysis of investment. When you say analysis of investment, when they give the return, no, expected return is equal to expected return divided by number. ER is the total of the return. Here, total return, N is equal to number of observation. Standard deviation is equal to root of R1 minus R mean divided by N whole square. So security, R1 plus R2 or returns are there. You add all the returns, then divide by the number of items. Whatever the returns are there, you add all the returns, divided by the number of items, you get the R main. Now, we'll move on to the problem now. So, problem, he says, return 6, 10, 12, probability, return B, 8, 14, 18, probability. Which company is more risky, you have to understand. So, first, we'll go with the company A. Returns 6, 10, 12. Probability 0.3, 0.5, 0.2. Then RP, R into P, multiply 6 into 0.3, 1.8, then 10 into 0.5 is equal to 5, 12 into 0.2, 2.4. Add the figure, 9.2. This is your expected return. So how much expected return? 1.8, 5, 2.4. Then you take the dx, deviation. 6 minus 9.2 is minus 3.2. 10 minus 9.2, 10 minus 9.2, 0.8, 12, minus 9.2, 2.8. So here dx square of this 3.2 into 3.2, 10.24, then 0.8 into 0.8, 0.64, 2.8 into 2.8 into 2.8, 7.84, pdx square multiplied by probability 10.24 into 0.3, 3.072, 0.64 into 0.5, 0.32, then 7.84 into 0.2, 1.568, 3.072, yes, 3.072 plus 0.32 plus 1.568, 4.96, sigma pdx square 4.96. So standard deviation is called root of sigma pdx square root of 4.96, root of this 4.96 is there, 2.227. This is your standard deviation or risk is considered standard deviation or risk 2.227. This goes in favor of company A. Then we'll go to company B. Company B returns 8, 14, 8, 8, 14, 8, probability 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, R into P multiply 8 into 0.2, 1.6, 14 into 0.5, 14 into 0.5 is equal to 7. So 18 into 0.3, 5.4. Add the figure. It is 14. Expected return 15. So dy 8, 14 minus 6, 14, 14 is 0, 18, 14 is 4, dy square 36, 0, 16, pdy square 36 into 0.2, 36 into 0.2, 7.2, 0, 16 into 0.3, 4.8, add, it is 12, sigma pdy square. So risk root of sigma pdy square. Add the figure, this is sigma pdy square. Root of this 12, 3.464. Conclusion. Risk of company A, risk of company B, risk of company A, risk of company B, risk of company 2.227, B 3.464. So, which is less risky? Company A is less risky compared to B company. Compared to B company, A company have got less risk, 2.227. That's a standard deviation. Risk of B is 3.464, which is less here. Company A is favorable. So this is one type of problem. We'll move on to another type, risk and return. Here most important, a person making an investment expect to get some return from the investment in the future. However, as future is uncertain, the future is expected return to or uncertain. So risk and return is such a way that if we take the more risk, we'll get the more return. If we take the less risk, we'll get the less return. More risk, more return, less risk, less return. So what Markovitch says now about the risk and return, what he's one of the greatest author, especially for financial management is considered. Markovich's name is, everybody knows about the financial management is considered. He is such a gentleman. What he says now, don't put all the eggs in the one basket, so that more risk you are going to be involved. You diversify your risk in such a way that, so if you suffer one time, we can have a profit another side. Here now, if you put all the eggs in one basket, if the baskets fall, all the eggs will fall away and get lost. Here now, entire you are the sufferer. So diversification, that's called portfolio management. We say diversification is most important. Here, it is uncertainty associated with the return from an investment that introduce a risk into a project. So uncertainty is there. When you put the investment, there is a risk is there, uncertainty is there. The expected return is uncertain in future. The realized return, on the contrary, is the certain return that a firm has actually earned. So actually earned, so expected return minus actually earned, difference is called the risk. Expected return minus actual return is quite different. No, the difference is called the expected return, we are going to say. The problem goes like this. Without probability, here see that without probability you are doing. So we say that expected x, this is called ex post, we say. If you have a probability, it's called ex ante, we say, expected. Here there is no probabilities there. How to work out the problem there? Find out the expected and standard deviation. If they invested with 70% in A, that is what portfolio return, portfolio risk. If they invested 75% in A, 25% A, what is the portfolio return of risk if R is equal to 1? We'll go one by one. Return A, company A, are returns. What are the returns are? 12 year, 2017, 18, 19, 12, 10, 8, 12, 10, 8. Add the figure. It is 30. This is sigma R. R mean is equal to sigma R divided by N. 30 divided by 3. This is 10. Take the deviation. Here you take dx in the bracket 10. What is the first item? 12 minus 10 is 2. 10 minus 10 is 0. 8 minus 10 is minus 2. Square of this, dx square. 2 square is 4. 0, 4. It is 8. Sigma dx square. So standard deviation is equal to root of sigma dx square divided by n. Sigma root of dx square is 8. So 8. Number of items is 3. So 12. First one is 10 is there. 12 minus 10 is minus 2. 10 minus 10 is 0. 8 minus 10 is minus 2. Square of this 4, 0, 4. So sigma dx square is 8. Standard deviation is equal to sigma dx square divided by 3. 8 divided by 3. 8 divided by 3. 2.67. Root of this 1.64. 6329. So your standard deviation of company A. Then what he asks? Return is there. Company expected return, standard deviation. Return B. Company B. Returns 749. 749. Add the figure. It is 30. Sigma R. R mean is equal to sigma R divided by n. 30 divided by 3, that is 10. Take the deviation dy. 7 minus 10 is minus 3. 14 minus 10 is 4. 9 minus 10 is minus 1. Dy square 9, 16, 1. This is 16 plus 9 is 25, 1, 26. Sigma dy square is 26. So standard deviation is equal to root of sigma dy square divided by n, root of 26 divided by 3, root of 26 divided by 3, 8.67, root of this 2.94 percentage. That is the first step. Then what is the question they ask? This is over. If the investor invests 70% in A and 30% B, what is the portfolio risk he is asking? So here now, if the investor invested 30% in B and here 40% A, return of A. Return on portfolio, RP, R mean A into WA plus R mean B, WB. What is your R mean here now? 10 into, what's the percentage here? 30%, 0.30 plus R mean B also 10. This is 0.70. 10 into 0.30 is 3. 7 is equal to 10. 10 into 0.30 is 3. 10 into 0.10 return. But expected return, no, assume that here 25, if the invest is 75% A, assume that R will be taken in the both assumption is R is equal to 1. Then we'll go with return root of standard deviation A square, WA square, standard deviation B square, WB square plus 2 into standard deviation A, standard deviation B, then weight of A, weight of B into R. This is called root of, what is standard deviation A? 1.63, 1.63 whole square, WA 0.30 whole square, B 2.94 whole square into 0.70 whole square plus 2 into 1.63 into 2.94 into 0.30, 0.70 into R is minus R is 1 into R. So root of 1.63 whole square, 1.63 into 1.63, 2.65, 69 into 0.30 into 0.30, 0.09 plus 2.94 into 2.94, 8.64 into 0.70 into 0.70, 0.49 plus 2 into 1.63 into 2.94 into 0.30 into 0.70 into 1, 2.01. This is 2.65 into 0.09, 0.2385 plus 8.64 into 0.49, 4.23 plus 2.01 root of 0.2385 plus 4.23 plus 2.01, 6.4785. Root of this 2.54. Risk. Portfolio risk. Portfolio risk is there. Hope you understand. Standard deviation A square, WA square, standard deviation B square, WB square, 2 into standard deviation A, standard deviation B, WA, WB into R. This is over. If the investment is 75% A and 25% B, what is the portfolio return and portfolio risk? Portfolio risk is equal to root of same thing, standard deviation A square 1.63 whole square into weight here, weight only change 75% on A 0.75 plus 2.94 whole square into 0.25 plus 2 into 1.63 into 2.94 into 0.75 into 0.25 into 1. This is root of 1.63 into 1.63, 1.63 into 1.63 2.6569 into 0.5 into 0.5, just multiplication, 0.5, 0.75 into 0.75, 0.5625, come back, 2.94 into 2.94, 8.6436 into 0.25 into 0.25, 0.0625 plus 2 into 1.63 into 2.94 into 0.75 into 0.25 into 1, 1.797, 1.80. This is equal to root of 2.6569 into 0.5625, 1.4945 plus 8.6436 into 0.0625, 0.54 plus 1.80, root of 54.54 plus 1.80 plus 1.4945, 3.83, 3.8347. Root of this 1.958, risk return. So these portfolio returns are considered. So here WA is equal to 75% means 0.75. WB is equal to 25% means 0.25. Hope you understand this. Portfolio return, risk of portfolio return is there. So if they ask portfolio return of risk, if you only portfolio return on portfolio, RA into WA, R mean B into WB. What's your R? 1.63 into 0.75 plus R mean is 2.94 into 0.25. 1.63 into 0.75, 1.225 plus 2.94 into 0.25, 0.725, 0.725 plus 1.225, 1.95. So this is a way you have to do it. Then portfolio theory. Modern portfolio theory, Markowitz theory regarding the maximization return investment could get in their investment portfolio considering the risk involved in the investment. There is a definitely risk here. MP market ask the investor to consider how much the risk one of the investment can impact their entire portfolio. So portfolio theory say diversification of investment is called portfolio theory. We'll go to the name. Expected return of A and Z company. Return here, find out the expected return of A, Z, covariance, correlation. If the investor is 75% A, 25% A, what will be the portfolio return? Same thing as we did in the last time. So here, we'll go one by one. Company A, returns, -4, 18, 24, 30, 26. Port probabilities 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1, 10. So when you add, it should be equal to 10. R into P, -4, 4 into 0.2, -0.8, 18 into 0.3, 5.4, 24 into 0.2, 4.8, 30 into 0.2, 6, 26 into 0.1, 2.6. So 2.6 plus 6 plus 4.8 plus 5.4 minus 0.8 is 18. So dx, deviation of x, -4 minus 18 is -22. 18 minus 18 is 0. 24 minus 18 is 6. 24 minus 18 is 6. 30 minus 18 is 12. 26 minus 18 is 8. Dx square, 22 square, 22 into 22, 484, 0, 36, 144, 64. PDX square, so 484 into 0.2, 96.8. This is 4 minus 18 is -20. This is 0. Then 36 into 0.2, 7.2, 144 into 0.2, 28.8, 64 into 0.1, 6.4. Add the figure. 6.4 plus 28.8 plus 7.2 plus 96.8. 113 sigma PDX square, 139.2. So standard deviation is equal to root of sigma PDX square root of 139.2 root of this 11.798. So 11.8. This goes in favor of A. Then what are the requirements, sir? Standard C company covariance. Company B, this is Z company, returns -3, then 6, 11, 14, 14, 19. Probability 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1. Multiply R into P, 3 into 0.2, 0.6 minus 0.6, 6 into 0.3, 1.8, 11 into 0.2, 2.2, 14 into 0.2, 2.8, 19 into 0.1, 1.9. Add the figure. 1.9 plus 2.8 plus 2.2 plus 1.8 minus 0.6, 8.1. 8.1. Then dy or dz -3 minus me minus 11.1, 6 minus 8 minus 2.1, 11 minus 8.1, my 2.9, 14 minus 8.1, 5.9, 19 minus 8.1, 10.9. So dy square 10.9 into 10.9, 118.81, 11.1 into 11.1, 123.21, then 2.1 into 2.1, 4.41, then 2.9 into 2.9, 8.41, then 5.9 into 5.9, 34.81, 81. Then P dy square, so 34.81 into 0.2, 6.962, 6.962. So 123.21 into 0.2, 24.642, 4.41 into 0.3, 1.323, 8.41 into 0.2, 1.682, this is for 118.81, 118.81 into 0.1, 11.881, add 11.881 plus 6.962 plus, you come back, 24.642 plus 1.323 plus 1.682 plus 6.962 plus 11.881, 46.49. So sigma PDY square. So standard deviation is equal to root of sigma PDY square root of 46.49 root of this. 46.49 root of this is 6.82%. So this is expected return is over. Now covariance and correlation. P probability 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1. This is your probability. Then dx, deviation of x, minus 22, deviation x, minus 22, 0, 6, 12, 8. 6, 12, 8. Deviation of z, minus 11.1. Y, minus 2.1. Next, 2.9. Next, 5.9. 10.9. dx dz 22 into 11.1 244.2. This is 0. 2.9 into 2.9 8.41 5.9 into 5.9 34.81 10.9 into 10.9 118.81 multiply by PDX5 PDX dz. This is 118.81 into 0.1 11.881 then 244.2 into 0.2. I will repeat, 244.2 into 0.2, 48.84, 0, 8.41 into 0.2, 1.682, 34.81 into 0.2, 6.962. Add 6.962 plus 11 0.881 plus 1.48.84 plus 1.682 plus 6.962 plus 11.881 69.365 69.665. R is equal to covariance divided by standard deviation X, standard deviation of A, standard deviation of Z. Covariance 69.365, standard deviation is 11.8 into 6.82, 69.365 divided by 11.8 into 6.82, 80.476. So 69.365 divided by 80.476.86 correlation. So R is equal to covariance divided by standard deviation A, standard deviation B. So last one will have, so this covariance correlation is there. If the investment 75% in A and 25%, what will be portfolio return? If they invest equally in both the company, what will be portfolio return and risk? So here now portfolio return. Portfolio return R mean of A, WA plus R mean of Z, WZ. What is your R mean of A? First one, expected return 18, WA percentage 75.75 plus R mean of Z, here R mean 8.1 into 0.25. So 18 into 0.75, 13.5 plus 8.1 into 0.25, 2.025 plus 13.5, 15.525. Last one, portfolio risk. Root of, last one, what he says, equally standard deviation A square, WA square, standard deviation Z square, WZ square, 2 into standard deviation A, standard deviation A, WA, WZ into R. Root of, what is standard deviation A? 11.8 whole square equally means 0.50 whole square. Standard deviation B 6.82 whole square into 0.50 whole square plus 2 into standard deviation A 11.8 into 6.82 into 0.50 into 0.50 into R 0.86 is equal to root of 11.8 into 11.8 11.8 into 11.8 139 11.8 into 11.8 139.24 into 0.50 into 0.50 0.25 plus 6.82 6.82 into 6.82 46.51 into 0.25 plus 2 into 11.8 into 6.82 into 0.50 into 0.50 into 0.86 34.6460. Then this is root of 139.24 into 0.25 34.81 plus 46.51 into 0.25 11.6263 plus 34.60. Root of this 11.62 plus 34.60 plus 34.81 81.03. So root of this 9. So I have solved all the types of problem here. So I solved 3 types of problem with probability, without probability. See that this problem is very lengthy. It is expected return, covariance, correlation, investment of A, investment of B. Everything I have covered with probability and without the probability. Hope you go through the problem written. So definitely it will help you. Definitely, it will help you from the point of examination. I've explained the investment and also the theory, and I solved all types of problem from the examination of point 2. Definitely, it will help. Hope you'll go through and bring the good name to the institution, good name to your parents, and good name to the teachers. Hope we'll go through this one. Understand slowly. If you have still doubt, you can ask to meet in the classroom when the offline class is going on. So till then, goodbye. Meet in the next class.